Hello and welcome to part 3 of Sega Genesis games I had as a kid, where we look at the Sega Genesis games that I had as a kid. First game on our list today is Ghouls and Ghosts. This is an arcade port of the sequel to Ghosts and Goblins by Capcom. It was a huge hit on the NES and in arcades, but this is the Genesis port of the sequel. There's actually a different version on the Super Nintendo called Super Ghouls and Ghosts, where it's just kind of a completely different game. They have a double jump in that version. This one you can shoot up, which is awesome. It's hard for me to play Super Ghouls and Ghosts, sorry, because you can't shoot up in it, but you get a double jump in it instead. This game's awesome. I don't even know how I came to have it. I think my dad just one day gave it to me. We also have a super move you can do. You just hold a button, and then you saw that. It was just super electric. As you can see, the graphics are phenomenal for a really early Genesis title. I think this came out in 1989, which was the first year the Genesis was out in North America. Super difficult. When I was a kid, I could really barely beat the first level, and once I hit the second level, I pretty much gave up. So I thought the first level was pretty much the entire game, which, man, what more do you need? The first level's amazing. Most of the end of the stages, there's a boss fight like you can see here. Good thing about this game, it's very difficult, but there is unlimited continues, so you will beat it. It will take some time, and you'll probably throw some controllers, but you will beat the game. But like in other games of the series, you actually need to beat it twice to actually beat it. Next up is one of my favorite sports games ever, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. This is yet another arcade port, and this one is probably the better version of the two that was released. There was one released on the Super Nintendo. This is obviously the Genesis version. I believe there's also a Sega 32X, Sega CD version as well, probably. I don't know. Essentially, it's a 2v2 basketball game where you face off against each other, NBA licensed teams. So, of course, I have to be the Detroit Pistons, which is my hometown team. I pretty much assume everyone's already played this version or a version of the game, but if your character hits multiple baskets in a row, uninterrupted, you will actually build up a power meter. Not really a power meter, but kind of like a fire meter, because you literally light the basket on fire, and then the announcer goes, "He's on fire," and it's pretty awesome. Can't go wrong with this game. Get it? It's super cheap. Still holds up too, which is awesome. The next three games we're going to talk about are all Disney games, so I thought I'd just bunch them together. And they're actually pretty relevant today because these games, the franchises actually have had new entries in it or just remakes in it recently. So this is Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. I've already talked about this a long time ago in my Sega Genesis review of Aladdin, and it's awesome. I can't say enough good things about the game. The animation's incredible, very fluid. The gameplay's fun. It's somewhat difficult, but also fair. And you get actually a good variety of gameplay in this, surprisingly. I also really like the music in this game. I think they did a real good job of video gaming up the Aladdin soundtrack. So, give a listen. I love the level variety in this game, and the graphics are, like I said, incredible. As you can see, the little 3D effect of those chain balls. I don't know what to call them. Chain balls. Chain balls sound good. Color's amazing. The graphics, top notch for the system, I think. This level right here, man, killed me so many dang times as a kid. So many game over screens. When I was capturing the footage for this, I actually got decently far, but then I crashed into a rock. What other game in the Sega Genesis library are you being chased by a huge, giant, massive wave of magma? I'll tell you where. Only in Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, because that's where it's at. So you can see genies kind of telling you where to go, but sometimes you can't react fast enough. I always try to hover in the middle, but then I get crushed by rocks all the time. So You're dang right, Timon, it does start. This is the Lion King for the Sega Genesis. As you can see, the game starts off, you're controlling young Simba and you're killing lizards and stuff. I don't know why he's killing lizards. And I don't know why they just dissolve into dust, but this is a game that I had a lot of trouble as a kid playing. It's pretty dang hard. I don't think I got past the second level because of the dang flamingo, or the ostrich. I think it was the ostrich. I'm getting attacked by a full-grown hyena, and the hyena's losing. Maybe don't be a hyena, if you lose to a friggin' little baby lion. This is the level that I hate. I can never get past it. Found out there's cheat codes, so I get to actually see the next part of the game that I've never seen before. So that's exciting. As you can see, you can actually be grown-up Simba too. He's a little more badass. Gotta love it. He's killing his uncle here. Nothing like family problems. First time I'm ever seeing this level. Yes, I do have an invincibility cheat on too, so I can never die. Trust me, you're gonna need it too if you ever play this game. It's a good game, but it's also very difficult. Like, if this part I didn't have a cheat on, the Stampede, I'd be dead a long time ago. They should remake this game. They should have Beyonce in it. You know, Seth Rogen. Mufasa. Did I just roar him and kill a monkey? That's the kind of power I want as a man. I want to roar and be able to kill things. I'm just killing a panther or something right here. But yeah, Lion King. Get it if you want torture. Good game, but super hard. Toy Story for the Sega Genesis. This is a very underrated game in my opinion. It was also released for the Super Nintendo, but I obviously have the Genesis one because that's the title of the video, if you guys missed it. The graphics in this game are actually real good. They use pre-rendered graphics, pre-rendered sprites, because everything after Donkey Kong had to be pre-rendered. But I always love looking at the floor and the layers of scrolling on here. I just think the 3D effect is real good. Just look at the floor and see all everything behind it. It was awesome. Level variety in this game too is pretty dang good. As you can see, I'm trying to kill Buzz in my nightmares because toys can have nightmares. And here I am controlling RC to try to knock Buzz off a window. This is the biggest desk I've ever seen in my life. This stage actually controls really well. I did not expect it to control this well. I played it as a kid, don't really remember much of it, but it's pretty fun actually. I would not have really minded a full game of this, or more levels like it. Super fun, especially watching Buzz slowly come at you at the screen. It's made of nightmares. There's actually a first-person level in this game, too, if you can believe that. I believe you're in the claw machine and you're trying to rescue the aliens that come out. So you're still playing Woody. You can't really shoot anyone, but all you gotta do is just kind of take the alien and put him somewhere. But still pretty dang impressive that this is on the Sega Genesis. It's essentially a Doom level, but in a Toy Story video game and without the violence. So, huge variety in this game. If you guys see it, it's super cheap. Just get it. I highly recommend it. Alright guys, that is it for part 3 of the Sega Genesis games I had as a kid video series, I guess you could call it. Let me know what you guys liked about the video. Give it a thumbs up. If you guys didn't like it, let me know why in the comments below. Subscribe if you guys haven't. There should be a button somewhere here. And be on the lookout for part 4 coming very shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And, as always, have a great day.